What's up, my Bridget? So welcome back to my channel, Bridgett TV. So I wanted to come on here first and tell you to please like this video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you can be aware of when I post videos here. I'm not sure when or how often I'll be posting videos here. I'm trying to get on the schedule. But as you know, this channel is called Bridgett TV. And earlier this year, I had a vision to start my own talk show because the name of my company is She Bridges PR, bridging the gap between you and the media. However, I bridge more than just my clients, with the media. I also bridge people, to companies, to opportunities, to anything. I'm a bridge, and my name is Bridgett. So I am keeping true to my namesake. So that's where Bridgett TV came in. That's where She Bridges PR came in. And I'm looking at the time because I don't want to go too long into this intro. So anyway, the video that you're about to see is, I'm very, very excited about it, but it's me interviewing me. So I thought, hey, what a way to start out my channel with interviewing myself. Another reason why I want to come on here is because in the interview, this was a labor of love for me. I actually filmed this, I think in September, and now it's November, and I'm just now kind of, putting it up. Some other things came up, some other issues came up, and so I kind of put it off. Plus I was really nervous, and this is the first time that I've ever done something this big. So for me. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I wanted to put in here, there was one question that I did not answer that the interviewee asked, but the interviewee me forgot to answer. And so you'll see me add that clip in there with what I have on. So just know that it wouldn't have seemed right if I just I could have left that clip out altogether, but the way the questions flow, it just made sense. And so I wanted to throw that question in there for you. And so you will see me answer that question, but I'll be in this attire instead of the attire that you see me in, and then you'll see me in the rest of the attire throughout the rest of the video. So I really hope you enjoyed this. It was a labor of love for me. I'm proud of it. I do everything on my phone, so I have a software on my phone that I am using. So hey, I did the best I could do. So yeah, I hope you liked the video or the interview, and without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, did you get that, guy? Bridgett TV, a unique talk show that draws a bridge between business and entrepreneurs through informational interviews and daily inspiration. I'm your host, Bridgett Holden. I'm so excited because today kicks off our very first inaugural show interview with a very, very, very special guest. And I'm so excited to get into this interview. I cannot wait to interview her. I've been wanting to interview her for a minute. She's been on the scene for a minute. And so let's welcome our guest, Bridgett Holden. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited too. I'm so nervous when I got the call that you guys wanted to interview me for Bridgett TV. I was like, hey, why not? So yes, thank you for having me. So welcome to the show, Bridgett. Thank you for agreeing to coming in on Bridgett TV. I'm so excited. I'm a little nervous, but I'm so excited to have you here. So Bridgett, before we get started, what's the name of your business? How long have you been in business? And what is it that you exactly do? Or what do you do exactly? Yeah, so the name of my company is She Bridgett PR, She Bridgett PR, which is a play off of my name. My middle name is Shalise, S-H-E, and so I took Shalise, the first three letters, and added it to my name, Bridgett, and which is bridge, so She Bridge. And so I put the two of those together for She Bridge, took off the two T's, of course, and then PR, Public Relations. And so that's how I came up with the name, She Bridgett PR, and I have been in business for 18 years. When I first started, I really focused on fashion, beauty, sports, entertainment. And now I still love those areas as well. And now also, nonprofits. So I still like entertainment, sports, and fashion. Anything fashion, I absolutely love. I love fashion. And and I've been doing this for years, and like the name of my company, She Bridgett PR, bridging the gap between you and the media. And so, but I bridge the gap, for my clients, with the media, with opportunities, just bridging that gap to their brand, bridging that. Let me say this: bridging the gap of their brand to the public, to the media, and to the community. How does that sound? So let's get right into this. So, what made you get into the entrepreneurial game, become an entrepreneur? What drove you? What was your motivation to becoming an entrepreneur? That's a great question. So how I got into entrepreneurship is kind of a funny story, but my son doesn't think so because I tell the story all the time. But what happened was he was going through this phase in life because I was planning a wedding, started this new job, had decided to go back to school all at the same time. Oh, by the way, I was building a house all at the same time. I know somewhere in there I probably had a nervous breakdown. I always tell people. But anyway, because all the changes, and as a 4-year-old, you can't really express yourself. And my son just started having these tantrums out of nowhere. And so one day, we were trying to close and, I couldn't make it into the station. And I think I'd taken, a day off or whatever. And they were like, well, he didn't come, he didn't call in, blah, blah, blah. And a number of events happened, and it just made me realize that if I died today, that they could replace me. But my son would no longer have his mom. And so I gave my 2 weeks notice. Now I didn't get into entrepreneurship right away. I started freelance writing first, and then some other events led to me, starting my own business. And I've been in business for 18 years ever since. You've been in business for 18 years. So let me ask you this. How has the industry changed from when you first started up until now? Because 18 years is a long time, especially with, COVID-19 and, those things. How has your industry changed? Wow, that's another great question. So the industry has changed immensely. And even before COVID-19 came about, the industry was already changing, with PR and public relations. So it's always tell people, one of the ways the industry has changed, because I could go through too many, but one of the ways the industry has changed is that I used to always tell people that public relations, marketing, and advertising were 3 different things. And now it's like marketing and PR have kind of, meshed together. So it's almost like as a PR person, you need to know how to do marketing as well as, events and, different things of that nature, because now clients are looking more for a one-stop shop, whereas before PR was PR, which is public relations, how you, your product or service relates to the public. That's the simplest definition for public relations that I always give. And also, is compared to, because now, like I said, clients, they want to get everything in one place. They want their publicists to also merge and run their marketing campaign as well. So with a number of other things, there's digital marketing now. It's like, if you're not on social media, what are you doing? You need to be on social media. That's a big, important component of, how PR has changed the scene, because that's how we're branding our clients now. And digital media is now how people find you, because when I put you in the search engine, Everything should pop up, from your Instagram to your Facebook to your website to your LinkedIn page, even what, TikTok now? Yeah, so that's how the industry has changed without going too long into the conversation. Okay, interesting. So let me ask you this. How did you change your, the way you did business? Because, PR, you have to be in the face of people and networking, and that's like one of the most, powerful things. The networking, is very powerful. So how did you change from being out and about to being on quarantine? How did you maintain your business, or what did you do? Were you affected? We want to know, right? As far as COVID-19 is concerned, it really stretched us as, PR people, because now we had to figure out and really dig in our heels with doing things online and getting our clients out there publicly, through digital platforms. So if digital media or branding wasn't as important as before, it is now, because everything was done online. Television interviews done online, meetings done online. And so now, whereas, we would send a press release out or something like that, and then we go to the studios with the clients, now we had to set them up, do media training, prepare our clients. Well, I did, via Zoom, and, everything was just digital. So now what it did for me was step up my digital game. And so the digital branding part became very strong. Those other areas I was strong in, but now the digital side as well, to market or brand my clients, is very strong also. So that's how COVID-19 changed. It really made us step up into the digital area of branding and marketing our clients. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, I know a lot of people had to find different ways to figure out, different way to do business online, especially since, we were indoors for 3 months. So next to the last question, Bridgett, what is the most valuable lesson you've learned along the way since being an entrepreneur? Yeah, I've really been asking some great questions. So one of the things that I've learned since being an entrepreneur is it's about the table. So, in 2018, 2019, started becoming the year of the woman, especially the year of the Black woman. People started taking notice and started, recognizing us. But hey, guess what? We've been here all along. You're just now catching up. It's been about the Black woman. But anyway, so something that, the phrase was coined or was said a lot in 2018 and 2019 was that, make sure you get a seat at the table, you invite others to the table and everything like that. So a lesson that I've learned, and since I've been in business, is to build your own table. That's what I say. Build your own table and chairs. Go out into the woods, pick out the tree, build your table, build your chairs, and then you can invite who you want to sit at your table. And if it doesn't work out, take that chair. It's okay. And remove that person from the table and reserve it for someone who deserves that seat more than them. Now, to put all that in plain terms, what I mean by building your own table, build your own. Like you started your own TV show. You built your own table. You went out into the woods, you pick your tree, meaning you pick your team. Who do you want to be a part of your table? Who do you want, well, let me back up. You pick the tree, meaning the platform, the sturdiness of it. YouTube is a great platform to do just about anything. So you've chosen your platform, you built your tree. Now you're building your table, and that's where your team comes in, your production crew, your staff crew with writing your scripts. But for now, you're the team. Then with building the chairs, that's the other part. And then you give those seats, those assignments to those people that you built that table around. So my thing is build your own table, build your own chairs, and you can invite who you want to sit at the table, but you can also take that chair. That's what I've learned. If you want to do something and there's no room or no space, or you've been told no, do it yourself. It may be harder, you may have to work, but what I have found is that by doing it myself, it's much more rewarding. I have more control over my content, and I get to decide what I want to air, what I want to do, or what I want to do in my business. And yeah, it's just great having your own table and chairs. Wow. Okay. Did you get that, guys? That's some powerful stuff she just shared with us. I hope you're taking notes. Okay. Last question, Bridgett. What advice would you give anyone, any entrepreneurs out there today? What is something that you live by and some advice that you would give them? Guys, I think you better write this down because she's been spilling some great tea, dropping some nuggets. So I think what she's about to share, you might want to write this down. So yes, what advice would you give to our audience who are entrepreneurs or maybe who want to become entrepreneurs or solopreneurs, whatever? What advice would you give them? What advice do you follow? Advice that I would give entrepreneurs is also it kind of goes along with the valuable lesson that I learned as well. But the advice that I would give is to collaborate. You know, collaborate. Collaboration is key. Get your ego out of the way. Leave it at the door. Because when you're in business as an entrepreneur, there's no room for your ego at all. Because if you don't want to partner or collaborate, which is very important, you know, yes, it's okay to do some things on your own. You know, what you said earlier, like solopreneurs, that's great. However, in order for you to get to the next level, you have to bring people in on your team, which goes back into building your table and making sure that you put your own chairs around the table. So you have that support system around your table. You know, people that are really there for you and that are rooting for you and who really want to make sure that they have the best interest of the company and how it moves forward, you know, in the years to come. So I always say, you know, leave your ego at the door. Don't be afraid to collab or partner with someone else who can help you take your business to the next level. Make sure you have the right people around you who have interest, just as much interest. Now, no one will have more interest in your company than you do. Let's just be clear, because it's your baby. Just like you have a baby, you take care of that baby, you carry that baby for 9 months. It's your baby. Now you can give it to grandma. Grandma's going to love the baby and make sure nothing happens to the baby, and she does a great job while she's taking care of the baby. But at the end of the day, it's your baby, and no one's going to love your baby like you. So make sure that you have people who share your same vision, who share your same, dreams, who can contribute to the vision of your company, because your vision should change. It always changes. And don't be afraid. That's the other one. Don't be afraid to change the vision or change the plan. COVID-19 proved that. You know, we had our forecast to do things a certain way, and then it was like, oh my gosh, we have to do everything online now, because we couldn't go anywhere, we could not travel. So don't be afraid of change. Collaborate, partner, leave your ego at the door, and make sure that you have the right people around you as you're growing your business. Wow. Yes. Build your own table and chairs. Did you get that, ladies and gents? Wow. Thank you so much, Bridgett, for being here and for sharing your knowledge with us, your insight with us about your journey in being an entrepreneur. And congratulations on 18 years of being in business. I know it hasn't been easy, and you've made it through COVID by, changing everything. So yeah, thank you so much for being our guest today on Bridge Talk TV. Thank you for so much for having me, and I wish you nothing but the best on your show. I know it's going to be great. I'm your first guest, so I'm honored to be your first guest, and I'm sure you'll have great success with it. And hey guys, make sure you subscribe so you can get, more interviews like this, because I'm sure she's going to have more great people. But yes, thank you again, Bridgett, for having me. I really enjoyed myself. So that's it, ladies and gents, for our episode of Bridge Talk TV. I hope you've enjoyed our first inaugural show, and I hope you stay tuned for our next interviews, which may be conducted via Zoom until, things kind of get a little bit more back to the new normal, to where I can interview more people in person. But yes, that was the first interview. Like I said, she's an amazing person, an amazing entrepreneur, and I have been looking forward to interviewing her for quite some time. So I hope you took notes. I hope you got some nuggets there. And we post now. Our interviews will be every Tuesday and Thursday. So this is the first interview today, and I'm so excited. This is a love project that I've been working on for a minute, and I hope you guys enjoy the show and that you'll come back. So I will see you next time, guys. Thank you for watching Bridge Talk TV. Bye. Okay, did you get that, guys?